Hi, my name is Jake Kaminsky, and I'm reporting live from the Domi News Network. Today we will be discussing Adam Boss's polling and results from it at 5. Nice to meet you, Adam.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me here.
No problem. Okay, so how did you come up with your question?
Okay, that's a good thing. So, it's a good question, So, how did I come up with my question? Well, my question to start off is, if you're running for president, right? This hypothetical situation, and no matter what party you say you belong to, that won't affect your popularity. It's about your individual views, right? So in this case, if you're the candidate, would you assert yourself as a Republican, Democrat, or somebody with their own independent ideas?
Interesting. How'd you phrase it like that?
Well, I decided to phrase it like that because I wanted to see what people would, associate themselves with without the aspect of popularity. I wanted to see what people truly thought they were, excluding, the popularity of being a Republican or a Democrat,
What's the purpose of finding the answer to this question?
Well, I really wanted to see if there was anybody out there who could truly say that they were a Republican or a Democrat. See, everybody has so many diverse views.
Right.
Some people may agree with gun control, and so many people may disagree with abortion. That way, you can't define somebody by their political party when you assume that these political parties have their own rules and associations to them.
Right, that makes sense. And how'd you poll? How'd you gather your results?
So I went around the town into diverse areas. I went to the school, I went amongst different grades, I went to Kroger, I went to the shopping areas, We try to get 50-50 on the gender there. We try to include as many races as possible and have the, broadest, age group as well.
Okay, what were the demographics of your polling?
So the demographics, we came that about when 50-50 compared between the genders. For the men, about 30% associated themselves with Republican, 10 being Democrat, and then about the rest of the 70 being independent. And then women, about 43% you'll find said they would associate themselves as Democrat. About 17 would associate themselves with being Republican, while the rest, which I believe is about 49%, associate themselves as independent.
Okay, so what do you think we can do with this information?
Well, I think we can come to a general consensus that the political party organization in this nation is a little controversial. I can't just assume what somebody has based on their beliefs because they're either Republican or Democrat. So really, this was the purpose of the poll. Who are you? What do you believe in? Do you believe what other people expect you to believe, or is it within you?
Right.
But still, as we see in this, modern nation, everybody's split on Republican or Democrat, and everybody's really just looking for the party that the candidate belongs to, not who they are. So the whole purpose of this question was to ask people, is the party the major concern for your beliefs, or is it yourself? And it seems evidently today that it's all about what party you belong to. And so I wanted to see how this limited, some people's perceptions. So that's why in this question, you're running for president. Your views are the ones that matter, right?
Right.
And you're independent from everybody else, based on your political party, right?
Right.
Would you truly assert yourself as a Republican or a Democrat in that situation? And that's what I came to the conclusion as. And I found that, about 60% of people would want to be independent.
Right.
20 for Republican and Democrat. But basically, in general, your average person isn't a Republican, isn't a Democrat. Your average person is not average at all.
Exactly.
They're completely random in what they believe. And that's why I decided to have this poll.
Alright, makes sense. Alright, thank you for speaking with me.
It's a pleasure.
Here's our political analyst, Rob Carter, to discuss the background of the question.
Thank you, Jake. Now, political orientation has always been a dynamic within the United States of America. When you come around to the 1850s, when you see the Republican, Democratic divide started to arrive, you start seeing that the divide has always been 50-50, but, over time, it seems that more people are trying to diverge themselves from these political parties. You'll see that a poll in about 1935, I believe, by the New York Times. They found that about 43% of people were Democrat, about 41% of those also being not of those, 41% being Republican, and while the remainder saying they'd like to establish their own beliefs. Now, when you look at the same poll, except conducted in 1973, you'll find that there's the same division between the Republican and Democrat numbers, but you'll find that more people find themselves individual within the spectrum of political beliefs. So overall, this question, which is asking people about their political orientation compared to other people's parties, has always been quite the dynamic within the history of the United States. And we see that over time that the division between the parties may seem larger, but in the end, there's more people towards the center than we may believe. Thank you, Jake.